Hi everyone, my name is Mia. Welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about my plastic surgery journey, specifically how I got plastic surgery in South Korea. I got a lot of stuff done during the course of several past years, and I have a lot of information to cover, so stay tuned. And I have these notes with me, so let's get straight into it. I also want to add that I worked in the Korean plastic surgery industry, so I've worked with a lot of people that have flown over to South Korea specifically to get plastic surgery, so I kind of consider myself to be a professional and an expert in the field as well, so I'm coming from that perspective. Let's go ahead and start by looking at my face. What do you guys think? Drop it in the comments. Do I look natural? What do you think I got done? Go ahead and pause the video and check out my face and see what kind of procedures do you think I got done, and you just let me know. Write it down in the comments. Yeah, drop it down in the comments. I'm really curious about what you guys have to say. So now I'm going to show you guys my before and after photos. These are my before photos and these are my after photos. Now mind you, the afters are after everything that I've done, which is kind of a lot of things, so I haven't shown you the stuff in the middle there as well, because I did get some revision surgeries with when they, I'm not going to spoil it, but they kind of reversed the effect of the first surgeries. Here is a list of all the surgeries that I got done. Let's go through them one by one. So because I got a lot of these procedures done in Korean clinics and I spoke Korean, I had to look up a lot of the English names because the English translation is actually so obscure. I just wanted to point that out. So let's go with the first one. The first one that I got done in 2018, over, say, 8 years ago, that was, or 7 years ago, that was the aptim. It's called the epicantoplasty. And after that I got the titim, which is the lateral opening of the eyes. And then I got 심부볼 제거, which is buccal fat removal. And I got 지방흡입, which is the fat removal together with the buccal fat, so that was done together. And after that I got 윤곽수술, which is a zygoma and a jaw reduction surgery all together. Then I did the 코수술, which is rhinoplasty. And after that I got 고체수술, which is a revision rhinoplasty, and actually another second revision of the rhinoplasty, so overall 7 or 8 procedures there. Yeah, overall it was 7 separate occasions when I went under the knife, and I spent about 7 million won, which is about $5,000 on these surgeries. One thing I do want to point out, if you are planning on getting this done, is that these Korean plastic surgery clinics charge you so much more if you're an English speaker. So for their English services and their English translators, they would actually charge you several thousand more dollars or several million more won on just because you are speaking English and you don't speak Korean. If you do this all in Korean, you can save several thousand more dollars, which actually kind of contradicts my later message that I have for you guys, but just want to point that out. If you want to try going there with a Korean buddy to translate everything for you, if you set the appointment over the phone, just say I'm coming with somebody to translate for me, can I get that additional discount? And some clinics might actually allow that and give you that discount, because the discounted prices are actually so low compared to international prices. So if you want to get the surgery done, make sure you ask them if you can come with a Korean buddy so you can get that promotional price done. So yeah, so having done these procedures, I kind of consider myself an expert in Korean plastic surgery, especially considering that I've worked in the industry. I've worked with so many people that have come all over the world to get this stuff done. And as sort of an expert, here are my 2 cents on it and my realizations once now that I'm older and wiser. Drum roll, please. This is my conclusion. The conclusion is, don't do plastic surgery, period. That's it. Don't do plastic surgery, you guys. It's just so obvious to me now that I'm older, not as much before, obviously. But yeah, guys, don't do plastic surgery, period. And I have several reasons to support this conclusion. I'm sure it's not the conclusion that you guys expected seeing the title of this video and everything, but here you have it. This is the most genuine of advices that I can give you, and which is meant to help everybody, in contrast with all of these other videos on YouTube that are doing nothing but promoting this stuff. I'm here to actually genuinely help you, so go ahead and listen to my advice before you do anything. Here are several reasons why. Number one is that the before actually looks better. So before looks better. Look at the before and after pictures, you guys. At best, you're swapping your perfect God-given look for something worse. At worst, you are ruining your face. The results vary so much, but one thing is for certain. Just for a second and try to be objective and look at the before and after photos. About 99% of the time, the befores look better. The natural look always beats the artificial one, and because one is made by a perfect God. I know you guys might not be religious, but so yeah, I know you guys might not be religious, but it's just almost a fact that your face is perfect and beautiful before and not after. Like now, when I look at the befores and afters, some examples there, the before just looks better, period, and not just by a little bit, in every respect. You might be thinking, hey girl, you got surgery done, like why are you saying this is bad? Hey, I'll get to that a little bit later. And the conclusion, just in short form, I actually regret having all that stuff done and I miss my old face. There. So that's number one, the before looks better. Number two is that you can achieve a better effect simply by losing weight. Now guys, you have no idea how much I regret getting specifically one surgery, which is my jaw reduction surgery. I wish I never got that stuff done. I always look at my old photos and reminisce about my old face, and which kind of upsets me, but is there a way back? There isn't, which is later on. Now all I had to do was just lose a little bit of weight to make my face look slimmer, to achieve a more natural and beautiful result. On the other hand, I kind of understand the past me, because guess what? Doing the surgery is the easy way out. You're just throwing money at the problem, whereas losing weight is actually hard work. It's not that easy to lose weight, so that's why I just went the easy route, just throwing money at the problem, getting that surgery done. Not a good idea, you guys. Just wake up and lose weight and achieve a better result that way, and it's cheaper. So a really big reason there. Simply lose weight, you guys. You can do this. Stop trying to throw money at the problem of your weight and not a problem of your looks. Okay, now reason number three might not be for everybody, but for somebody who's coming from a low economic household, not my parents' side, but just myself. I work so hard for this money. Reason three, it's just a giant waste of money from where I see it. Yeah, so it's a giant waste of money. You can just spend that money very successfully just investing it into just any anything, using it to invest and put your money down on to a savings account rather than wasting it on this stuff, because guess what, it never ends with just one procedure. It always goes down into a downward spiral where you have to get one thing after another. Now I am going to tell you guys how much each procedure costs now. So my epicantoplasty cost about 500,000 won. My lateral opening another 500,000. The buccal fat removal 250,000. The facial fat 250,000. The zygoma and jaw reduction, that was the most expensive one. It cost me 3 million won. The rhinoplasty 1.5 million. And the rhinoplasty revision 800,000 won. Now the amazing thing, my second revision rhinoplasty was done for free because I went to that same hospital and I complained, so they decided to do that surgery for free for me. Now, looking at all of these prices, the way you convert them into US dollars is just take out 3 zeros and reduce the remaining amount by about 20%. So let's say if it's 3 million won, take out 3 zeros, that's $3,000, a little bit less than that. So, you know, $2.7 thousand, something like that. So you guys don't have to, you know, search up all of these numbers. I'll just help you guys out there. A really handy trick actually. So now if I include all of that, the other procedures that I've got done that were non-surgical, that actually adds up as well. Each time I went, I spent about 200,000 won, 180 bucks. So, you know, overall I spent over 10 million won, which is about $8,000 doing these procedures. Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so why not use that money to invest crypto? Just invest into just anything and save that money, because I spent a lot of time earning that money and it ends up being wasted in a singular day on all these procedures and goes right into the pockets of these doctors. The stuff, you know, I spent months earning that and he ended up earning that in a singular day. It's just a loss from an economic perspective. Another reason is that you're going to regret having done it because the result is irreversible. Now it's going to last forever and there's nothing you can do to change that or bring back what was, especially if you get a jaw reduction surgery. Yeah, so I think that's a really big reason for me, because you know, once you got that stuff done, what if you want to go back? What if you miss your old face? What if you miss your natural look? Can you go back? The answer is no, never. Until the end of your days, you're going to keep that doctor's result. Now, how important is that person at the end of the day? So really, I think that might be the biggest reason. They're the irreversible results. So that stuff better come out amazing. Otherwise, going back to the previous reason, you're going to have to work your ass off for several months in order to get a revision done. And what if that one doesn't work out either? Do you see the pattern there? It's like a never-ending circle of hell there. So that's a really big reason. Next one, a lot of the time you don't even end up getting your desired result. I think it's a really dirty secret of the plastic surgery industry that you're likely going to have to get revision surgeries, and a lot of them, and I touched on this before. So because it's an addiction and sort of a distorted view of self, let's say maybe the doctor will mess up the first time or not achieve the exact result that you. So what ends up happening is that you're likely going to have to get revision surgery, and not just one, kind of a lot of them, because it's an addiction and a distorted view of self, or the doctor is not going to provide you with the exact result that you want the first time, so you're going to have to get a revision one way or another. Whether the eyes don't come out the way you want, like one eye starts being droopy, or like you see here, my nostrils are kind of big there. Your nostrils would end up like showing too much, or the height is not good enough. Something is going to be messed up there, and you're going to have to redo this thing over and over. And is that good for your health? No. So the next reason is that, like I mentioned, the motivation to get plastic surgery is misguided and most of all temporary. A lot of the time you're perhaps just tired of your original look. Maybe, I know it's a little bit silly, you're tired of like always looking in the mirror and seeing the same person. Just a reason just as simple as that. So you decide to freshen up your look, quote unquote. You decide to, I want something different. When I look in the mirror, I want to see something different. So that's why you decide to do it. Not just maybe, the reason you want to start looking like One Youngie from IVE, or you just want to look different than what you look like now. So, but does that mean that your original look was worse than that from the beginning? No, you looked excellent and natural before. You're just tired of looking at the same old face, and that's not a good enough reason. It's not. And you know what? There's no guarantee that it's going to turn you into a One Young from IVE. A lot of the time it doesn't. There's some sort of a mess up there. The next reason, a really big one, is that you might be giving away your youthful look. So think about it. Do babies and children and schoolgirls get surgery? No. For the most part, it's adults that get surgery. So the youth of the world stands for the non-surgical and the all-natural look. So if you want to look like a little schoolgirl, you better keep that original look. Unless we're talking about like lifting. Yeah, unless we're talking about the lifting procedure, which the other side of that coin is that you stop looking natural. Your face looks a little bit stretched out in this direction like this. So the next reason is that plastic surgery is an unending addiction and a bottomless well. So I told you that I spent 8 million won on over 7 procedures, right? And I would have done more if something didn't stop me. I also wanted to get a forehead lift and a lip lift. So I wanted to reduce the size of my filter and reduce the length of my forehead. And thank God that I ended up not going through with it. And even thinking about plastic surgery brings in some sort of a rush, as if you're magically going to be transformed into this beautiful princess, into One Youngie, like I said, which is in a lot of cases far from the truth, unless you're trying to spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars, which you could end up looking beautiful, but again, that would make you look the same, which is another reason you end up looking the same as all these other girls, and not in a good way. I know you guys also don't have the $100,000, so yeah, let's not spend money that we don't have. In conclusion, be happy with your current appearance. I know those are not the words that you guys want to hear, especially coming into this video thinking, oh my god, plastic surgery, but this is the truth of somebody that wants to help you. This is a surprising message given the title of this video, but here it is. At best, you would start looking unnatural and plastic, even less youthful than before. God made you in his image, in his most perfect of images. So it's a shame that you only realize these truths once you're older, and perhaps it's too late. And honestly, living in a Korean society makes you really susceptible to getting this stuff done. So a lot of the time I feel like living in the Western world kind of protects you from getting dangerous procedures done, because they're so expensive and they're not that popular with the public, so you don't end up doing all that stupid stuff. Whereas in Asia, you just so again, Asia could be a dangerous place to live just in terms of you being susceptible to getting bad surgeries done and not keeping your original, beautiful, natural look. Okay, and once again, I do want to reiterate that another pretty common thing that happens once you undergo surgery is that eventually you're going to start missing your old appearance. Remember I mentioned the freshening up of the look? Eventually you're going to get tired of the surgery look, and you're going to want to go back and look at your old photos, be like, damn, I looked cute before. How can I bring that back? You can't. You just can't, or you're going to want to get something else done, and again, it's a never-ending cycle there. And to reiterate, look outside, look at all of these young people, these middle and high schoolers. Do you want to look youthful and beautiful like them? Practically all of them are natural, unlike the adults of this society. So try to follow all of these youngsters and look as natural as possible so that you can look young. Okay, that's the end of the video. Hopefully that was the voice of reason that you guys all needed, because badly needed, because I haven't seen this type of advice anywhere. It's all just videos promoting plastic surgery. So if you do decide to go through it after all, make sure that at least that the surgery is reversible, because you don't want to go and regretting your decision for the rest of your life. That's my main point. Just make sure that you can reverse the damage once it's done, which the zygoma and the jaw reduction, you can't. It's just terrible, you guys. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Follow me.